Imagine waking up one morning and realizing you've just been handed the keys to this massive, incredibly powerful sci-fi factory.
Oh, yeah. The ultimate dream.
Right, and it's just sitting there right on your laptop. You can tell this factory to write a comprehensive marketing book for you in like an hour.
Or less, honestly.
Yeah, or less. You can have it spin up a fully functional e-commerce website in maybe 10 minutes. It can even generate an entire webinar script complete with, you know, audience engagement cues all while you're still brewing your first cup of coffee.
It's intoxicating.
It is utterly intoxicating, and I'll admit, I actually fell victim to this myself last week. I spent 3 hours having an AI generate a surprisingly catchy sea shanty about my dog.
Oh, wow. A sea shanty.
Yeah, it was super fun, but it certainly didn't build a business.
Which perfectly encapsulates the trap we're seeing across the entire digital landscape right now. The technology is so accessible and so seemingly magical that it triggers this profound dopamine hit. It gives us the illusion that because we're generating output, we're somehow achieving progress.
Right.
But, I mean, output is not strategy.
Output is not strategy, and that is
Mhm.
exactly why you sitting there listening to us right now need this specific deep dive today.
Mm-hmm.
We know you've probably felt that intense pressure, right? That rush to figure out the next great AI tool before your competitors just leave you in the dust.
Oh, everyone feels that the FOMO is real.
It really is. But today, our mission is to hit the brakes. We are exploring a fascinating YouTube video transcript from a veteran online entrepreneur named Darcy Ogundaga.
Yeah, really interesting guy.
Super interesting. The video is titled, Before You Start Working on AI, Learn This. And our goal here is to cut through the deafening noise of the AI hype cycle. We want to uncover the unglamorous foundational internet business mechanics that actually make these tools worth anything at all.
And, Darcy provides a deeply necessary perspective here.
Yeah.
Because he isn't just someone who jumped on the generative tech bandwagon yesterday.
Right, he's been around.
Exactly. He brings 18 years of hard-fought experience working online. He's been monetizing content on platforms like Facebook since, 2008?
Yeah, 2008, which is ancient history in internet years.
It really is. That means he has survived the entire evolution of the digital landscape. He's navigated the rise and fall of countless algorithms, the shifts in user behavior, the transition from text to image to short-form video.
He's seen it all.
He has. And because of that historical context, he introduces this incredibly striking, almost brutally simple mathematical formula early in his presentation.
Oh, I love this part.
He says AI multiplied by 0 equals 0.
Okay, let's unpack that. AI multiplied by 0 equals 0. Because, Darcy points out there are currently over 600 AI tools available right now.
600. It's wild.
600. And people are bouncing frantically from ChatGPT to Claude to Midjourney, just endlessly searching for a magic bullet that will suddenly make them profitable.
They want the shortcut.
Exactly. To me, it's like possessing a state-of-the-art AI-powered nail gun, but having absolutely no blueprint for the house you're trying to build.
That is a perfect analogy.
Right. Sure, you can fire nails incredibly fast and you look busy and it makes a lot of noise, but you're really just shooting nails directly into the dirt.
Yeah, just making a mess.
But I have to ask you, why is it so incredibly tempting for smart people to completely ignore the blueprint and focus entirely on the shiny new nail gun?
Well, it comes down to human psychology, right? It's the path of least resistance.
Mm-hmm.
Building a solid business blueprint is mentally taxing. It requires you to sit down and answer difficult questions about your target audience, your value proposition, your sales mechanics.
Boring.
The boring hard stuff.
Yeah.
Generating a cool image or a snappy paragraph with a prompt that bypasses all that cognitive load. It feels like work, but it's actually avoidance.
Wow. It feels like work, but it's avoidance. That hits hard.
It does. And Darcy makes a critical distinction here. He says to get actual measurable financial results, all of this AI capability must be plugged in to what he terms an action-executing strategy.
An action-executing strategy. Break down what that actually looks like in practice, because it sounds a bit jargon-heavy.
Yeah, it does. But fundamentally, it just means recognizing that the core elements of commerce haven't changed just because we have better software.
Right.
Whether you're selling commercial real estate, nutritional supplements, or SaaS subscriptions, your business requires two primary mechanisms: leads and conversions.
Leads and conversions, the basics.
Exactly. You need a systemic way to attract qualified potential customers. Those are your leads. And a reliable mechanism to turn those leads into paying clients. your conversions.
Okay, so if I'm just using an AI tool to write blog posts,
If you are just using AI to churn out generic evergreen content without a core offer or a lead capture mechanism attached to it, your underlying business value is zero.
zero.
And mathematically, no amount of artificial intelligence, no matter how sophisticated, can multiply a zero into a successful enterprise.
Man, that is sobering. But okay, if multiplying by zero means failing to collect leads and drive conversions, the immediate trap we fall into is assuming our follower count equals our lead count.
Oh, yes. The biggest trap.
Which leads directly into Darcy's stark warning about social media. He runs down the list of platforms, your Facebook page, your Instagram, your TikTok, your X account, your LinkedIn.
All of them.
And his brutal truth is that absolutely none of these are your website. They are rented space.
Rented space. I love how he puts that.
To use another analogy, relying on them exclusively is like building a $1 million mansion on a rented plot of land. And the landlord can legally change the locks at midnight without giving you any warning.
Which happens. We see it happen all the time.
We do. So a real business requires a .com destination, a place you actually own, where you can actively collect a customer's email, their name, their location. But okay, I need to push back on this for the listener for a second.
Sure, go for it.
Because we all see these massive creators who operate exclusively on TikTok or Instagram. They don't have websites, they just have millions of followers, huge brand deals, and they seem to be dominating. Do they really need a .com?
It's a highly relevant pushback, and those massive creators are exactly the illusion Darcy is targeting.
Okay, how so?
Yes, there are individuals generating revenue purely through native platform reach, but we have to look at the underlying mechanism of audience capture.
Right.
If your entire operation exists solely on TikTok, you are entirely at the mercy of their engineering team. If ByteDance changes its algorithm tomorrow to favor a different style of content,
Or if the platform faces regulatory bans, which is a real conversation right now.
exactly, or even if your account just gets flagged by some automated moderation bot, your reach instantly drops to zero.
That's terrifying.
It is. You have absolutely no independent way to contact those millions of followers. You don't own the relationship. You are merely renting access to it.
And rent can be raised or your lease can be terminated at any time.
Precisely. This is why Darcy emphasizes the foundational concept of the funnel, or as he playfully notes it's called in his native French, the tunnel.
The tunnel.
The tunnel. The entire strategic purpose of your highly visible online presence shouldn't be to gain platform-specific clout. The goal is directing traffic off of that rented space and into your funnel, which serves as your virtual headquarters.
Okay, that makes sense.
Think about the logistics of a product launch. If you launch a new course next week and you cannot directly email the people who bought your previous course last month because you only know their Instagram handle, Darcy argues you do not actually have an internet business.
Wow. So what do you have then?
You are, in his exact words, just chilling on social media.
Chilling on social media. It's harsh, but it's a necessary wake-up call. But let's dig into the mechanics of that transition.
Let's do it.
If the ultimate goal is to get the audience off of the rented land and into your own virtual headquarters, we hit a massive multi-billion-dollar wall.
A very big wall.
Right. Because social media algorithms are literally designed by thousands of the smartest engineers on the planet to keep users glued to their platforms. They are paid millions of dollars to ensure users never, ever leave to go to someone's.com.
That is the core friction of modern digital marketing right there.
Yeah.
You have to understand the business model of the platforms themselves.
Right. They aren't charities.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Social media companies function like digital casinos. They make their money by selling ad inventory, and ad inventory requires user retention.
So you have to stay in the casino.
Exactly. Therefore, any external link you place in a post is literally an exit sign pointing out of their casino.
Oh, that's a great way to look at it.
And their artificial intelligence is explicitly trained to aggressively throttle the reach of any post containing an exit sign because it directly hurts their bottom line.
Which perfectly explains Darcy's golden rule of posting. He states that if you put a link directly in your social media post, you immediately kill the algorithm. The platform suppresses that post, dropping your organic reach down to roughly 20% of what it would normally be.
It's a massive penalty. I mean, you could spend hours crafting the perfect post, but if you include that hyperlink in the main text, the algorithm essentially hides it from 80% of your own audience.
So Darcy's tactical workaround is brilliant in its simplicity.
It really is.
He posts a compelling visual asset, say an infographic about his free ebook, with a highly engaging description, but he explicitly leaves the link out of the main post, completely bypassing the algorithm's immediate penalty trigger.
Smart.
Right. Instead, he places the actual exit link down in the comments section and directs users to look for it there. It's a subtle behavioral shift, but it fundamentally changes the reach of the asset.
It proves that success isn't just about what you post, but understanding the architecture of where you are posting it.
Exactly.
But overcoming the link penalty is just the beginning. The real magic happens when we look at how Darcy solves the problem of scale.
Oh man, yes. Let's break down the architecture of his repurposing machine because the mechanics here are wild.
So wild.
This is where AI and automation actually serve the blueprint. He doesn't just record a video, post it once, and call it a day.
Never.
He creates one initial cornerstone video. From there, the system takes over. That single video gets chopped into an Instagram reel. It goes to his main Facebook page. Then it's pushed to a separate professional page. Then it goes over to LinkedIn.
So that's 4 distinct destinations managed systematically right off the bat.
Right. Then he deploys automation tools, what he simply calls robots, to push that exact same content to YouTube and TikTok. So our one cornerstone video is now operating in 6 different environments.
And he amplifies this even further with live broadcasting.
Exactly. When he goes live, he uses software to broadcast the stream to 4 platforms simultaneously, 2 different Facebook pages, his LinkedIn, and his YouTube channel.
Incredible leverage.
But wait, here's the most fascinating part of the architecture. The audio from that live session is automatically stripped by a robot and distributed to over 21 different podcast destinations.
21.
21. And as the absolute kicker, he utilizes an AI tool to create a localized French remix of the episode, which then promotes the French version of his book.
That specific workflow is a masterclass in omnipresence. And it perfectly illustrates the proper use of AI.
Right. It's not doing the thinking.
No, the AI isn't coming up with his business strategy. It is acting as a highly efficient logistics manager, just moving his human-generated value across the digital landscape.
Darcy actually does the math on this logistics operation for us. By recording original content every 2 days, his system generates 18 pieces of distributed content a week.
Wow.
That's 54 a month. When you scale that across all the platforms and formats we just mentioned, he has over 160 pieces of content out there working for him continuously.
It's an absolute machine.
But okay, let me put my skeptical learner hat on for a second.
Better done.
When you hear 160 pieces of content a month, isn't this just sophisticated spamming? Like, isn't he just throwing digital spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks?
I get why people think that. It might look like spam to the untrained eye, but that assumes the goal is merely to be allowed.
Okay, what's the actual goal then?
If we look closer at the mechanics, this massive content distribution is actually a highly calculated exercise in data collection.
Data collection.
Yes. Think of every piece of content as a sonar ping. Darcy explicitly states that when you put this system behind your content, you receive incredibly rich data back.
Like what kind of data?
You learn empirically that a certain hook resonates deeply on LinkedIn but completely fails on TikTok. You see which thumbnail formats generate clicks and which fall flat.
Oh, I see.
You aren't operating on gut instinct anymore. You're establishing a feedback loop where the market tells you exactly what it wants.
That reframes it completely. It's not spam. It's a massive automated testing laboratory.
Exactly.
And within that laboratory, I really want to highlight the specific strategic advantage he points out regarding audio. We talked about the audio being stripped and sent to 21 destinations.
Yeah, the audio strategy is brilliant.
Darcy makes a really funny observation about what he calls the cute mic.
Oh, right. The obsession with visual aesthetics in podcasting.
Yes. Everyone today thinks they need a high-end, neon-lit studio and a sleek, vintage-looking microphone on camera just to be legitimate.
It's all over YouTube.
But Darcy points out that the real engine of a podcast isn't the video component at all. It's the distributed, decentralized audio file.
Because audio possesses a penetration capability that video simply does not have.
What do you mean by that?
Well, you cannot safely watch a YouTube video while driving down the highway.
Please don't do that.
Right, please don't. And you can't comfortably watch an Instagram reel while doing the dishes or going for a run. By stripping the audio and pushing it to 21 different destinations, Darcy is infiltrating the commute, the workout, and the chores.
Oh, that's so true.
He is capturing attention in environments where screens are physically inaccessible. He's establishing a level of intimacy and consistent reach that visual algorithms often block.
So we have this massive, automated, data-collecting, multi-format machine. Now let's contrast Darcy's Sonar system with what the average person does.
It's night and day.
Because when you see them side by side, the traditional approach looks incredibly fragile. Most people spend hours agonizing over one video, they post it on one platform, they cross their fingers, and they just hope the algorithm decides to make it go viral.
Which leads to Darcy's firmest assertion in the entire transcript. Hope is not a strategy.
Hope is not a strategy. He absolutely destroys the myth of organic virality for entrepreneurs.
Here it does.
He explains that going viral is almost always an accident. And more importantly, targeted business content like content designed to actually sell a product or service simply does not go viral by design unless there's a massive engine forcing it to.
But people don't want to hear that, but it's true.
If you see a piece of business content suddenly getting 10 million views, Darcy guarantees you there is a massive paid advertising campaign behind it. Someone with a large budget paid for those views.
Yep.
It is an executed financial campaign, not some organic miracle. And yet, millions of people base their entire business model on winning this invisible lottery.
It's a profound failure to understand the mechanics of the platforms. And, this misunderstanding extends to how people try to generate leads too.
Oh, the DM strategy.
Yes.
He explicitly makes fun of the old tactic where a creator posts a video and says, send me a DM if you're interested. He literally asks the audience, who does that in 2026, man?
I love that quote. Because relying on a direct message in 2026 introduces a catastrophic amount of friction into the conversion process.
So much friction.
You are asking a casually interested viewer to stop what they are doing, navigate to your profile, compose a message, and initiate a conversation with a total stranger.
Yeah, I'm exhausted just thinking about doing that.
Exactly. The drop-off rate for that behavior is astronomical. An automated system doesn't ask for a DM. It offers a frictionless link to a landing page where the transaction happens instantly.
Which brings us to the ultimate question for you, the listener. If you have all these powerful AI tools at your disposal, but you now understand that hoping for virality is a dead end, and relying on social media followers is building on rented land and asking for DMs is hopelessly outdated friction, how should you actually structure your time? Like, if you sit down at your laptop on Monday morning, what are you supposed to do?
This requires a fundamental shift in discipline. You cannot build a resilient system on the fly.
Right.
Darcy notes that his entire Monday through Sunday week is strategically planned the weekend before. When Monday morning arrives, there is no guesswork. The content architecture is already mapped out.
So it's execution mode only.
Exactly. His team knows exactly which specific campaign is launching and what data they are trying to collect.
He's not waking up on Wednesday staring at a blank screen and thinking, what should I ask ChatGPT to write today to get some likes?
Never. The AI is simply executing the logistical blueprint he already finalized. And the unshakable core of that blueprint must be a high-quality value exchange.
A value exchange. Let's talk about that.
We established that you need to get people off the rented platforms and into your virtual headquarters. But I know a lot of people might be thinking, isn't email dead? I look at my own inbox, and it's a graveyard of unread newsletters. Why would anyone willingly hand over their email address in 2026?
That is the million-dollar question. If I protect my inbox like a fortress, how do you get past the gate?
By offering an asset that is genuinely worth the trade. You aren't asking them to just subscribe for generic updates.
Nobody wants generic updates.
Nobody. You have to build a system that offers something of immediate, tangible value in exchange for that contact information. It's a B2B transaction, essentially.
So what does Darcy use?
Darcy uses his comprehensive free ebook, which details AI tools and actionable posting strategies as the incentive. He gives away highly valuable structured knowledge, and in return, the user willingly provides their email address.
He captures the lead.
He captures the lead. That right there is the fundamental, unchanging internet business model. You attract attention with widespread systemized content. You bypass the algorithm's exit penalties. You direct that attention to your own funnel, and you capture their data by offering undeniable value.
It's a brilliantly logical mechanism, and the transcript proves that this architecture undeniably works on a global scale.
It really does.
As we bring this deep dive to a close, we get a look at the real-world results of applying this discipline system, because Darcy isn't just reaching people in his own local neighborhood or even his own country.
The geographic spread of his audience is a testament to the power of distributed audio and that localized AI translation.
It really is. Because of this automated multi-platform machine, he explicitly talks about reviewing his analytics and finding listeners downloading his content in Singapore, South Africa, Congo-Brazzaville, Hong Kong, Australia.
All over the map.
He even jokes about seeing downloads from places he doesn't even know how to pronounce. He specifically shouts out his Asian audience, genuinely wondering who is over in Singapore engaging with his materials so heavily.
That is the raw power of a proper internet business blueprint paired with the scaling capability of AI logistics.
But, and I think this is perhaps the most crucial but of the entire deep dive, even with this massive global reach, even with 18 years of hard-earned experience, and even with robots actively translating his work into French to capture new markets.
A human hustle never actually stops.
No, it absolutely doesn't. And he shares a staggering statistic right at the end of his talk to prove it. 82% of his YouTube audience is not subscribed to his channel.
82%?
Yeah.
That is wild.
82%. So even with all this phenomenal success in automation, he still has to sit in front of the camera, look down the lens, and actively hustle. He has to verbally remind people to subscribe. He has to tell them to hit the all notifications bell. And most importantly, he actively and repeatedly directs them to his virtual headquarters, reformationleadership.com, to access his books and courses.
The machine distributes the message, but the human must never stop pushing the traffic into the funnel.
It reveals that a successful digital business is a continuous living process. You never reach this mythical endpoint where the system just runs entirely on its own without your strategic input, your active promotion, and your personal energy.
Which is such a refreshing, grounding reality check, isn't it?
It really is. We've spent this entire time exploring AI as this incredible sci-fi tool capable of scaling human effort, taking one single video and mutating it into 160 pieces of global content.
Yeah.
But every single time, it all comes crashing back to the unglamorous foundation. You have to design the blueprint. You have to build the house. You cannot just play with a nail gun and expect a mansion to magically appear.
And, you know, this raises a vital, provocative question for everyone listening to ponder long after this audio stops playing.
Oh, I like where this is going.
We spend so much of our mental energy worrying about which generative AI tool to subscribe to next, or stressing over how to appease the latest algorithmic shift on a platform we don't even own.
Guilty as charged.
But let's run a thought experiment. Imagine a scenario where every single digital platform, every social media app, every video sharing site, every rented algorithmic space permanently disappeared tomorrow morning.
Just gone.
Just gone. What assets do you actually own to reach your audience? Do you have their names? Do you possess their email addresses? Do you have a direct line to the people who value your work?
Wow. That right there is the ultimate test of Darcy's zero multiplier.
It absolutely is. Because we have to ask ourselves, could it be that the true long-term value of artificial intelligence lies not in its ability to generate endless streams of disposable content for rented spaces,
Right.
but rather in its power to manage, scale, and organize the systems that facilitate our authentic human connections?
That is something to seriously think about the next time you're tempted to open up an AI prompt just to feel productive. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Go design your blueprint, stop building on rented land, and we'll see you next time.